Hey YouTube and all the viewing people, I hope the milk in the cereal bowl is cold enough for you. Today's video might rekindle some not so good feelings about some of the villains from One Piece. Even with their unique abilities, they aren't really seen as a threat, but for some reason, they were just hard to get rid of. From this you're hunted with questions like, how did this villain give the Straw Hats so much trouble? But I show you, my friend, it happened, and in today's video I'll be counting down my top 5 most annoying villains from One Piece. Starting off at number 5 is the pink smoke cloud himself, Caesar Clown. Standing about 10 feet tall, with a pale face and a stupid laugh that plagues every sentence, is the first annoying things about this villain. Making his appearance in the Punk Hazard arc as a deceiving liar to his subordinates gave me plenty to dislike from this guy. I didn't think the clowns were truly evil until I heard Caesar's plot to create gigantic children. Really? So he has an annoying laugh and is responsible for endangering the inhabitants of Punk Hazard with a gas weapon dubbed Smiley. But the most annoying characteristic about Caesar is his ability. With the use of Caesar's Gasu Gasu no Mi, it makes him intangible and really hard to physically hit. This is the prime issue the Straw Hats had to face when fighting him. One of the worst things to see is a villain that is unable to be harmed or touched. To add insult to injury, Caesar's ability not only makes attacking him annoying, but also makes it hard to breathe. When in close proximity of Caesar, he can sap the oxygen right from the air you're breathing. By now you can see why Caesar's on the list. He wasn't physically powerful like Arlong or Enel, and once Luffy got past his fluid body, he was actually easy to defeat. I guess that's what you call a sneak attack. Coming in at number 4 is a somewhat ambiguous character. However, a villain is still a villain. A former member of one of the most sinister organizations and pain in the butt for the Straw Hat Pirates is Mr. 3. During the Little Garden arc, Luffy and the gang was up against one of the most difficult members of Baruch Works, Mr. 3. His cunning seemed to be too much for the crew once he revealed himself. As the man behind the scenes, he is responsible for interfering in the Straw Hats' attempts to save Alabasta. His quick thinking skills to entrap the Straw Hats is only half of the annoyance. The real pain was his devil fruit ability that once again made it hard for the Straw Hats to beat him. With the power of the Doro Doro no Mi, the wax fruit, Mr. 3 can make and form wax at will. You can look at his powers as a defense type, but he also uses it offensively. Encasing the crew in a wax figure artwork that spins, causing them to be coated in wax with each spin. The situation was so bad, my man Zoro had to resort to cutting off his own feet to free himself. This angered me because Mr. 3 isn't a real threat physically, but with his excellent strategy skills, he's able to outwit the crew. Once again, it's nothing like a villain that you know you can't beat, but for some unfortunate circumstances, you're unable to deliver. I guess that's what Warden Magellan thought as he tried to capture Luffy. Well, I think it's about time to go a little left with this category. The next annoying enemy of the Straw Hats is more creepy than anything, but I'll explain. Arriving in Fisherman Island, the Straw Hats were presented with a whole new experience and world. In addition, they are also faced with new enemies. And for one of them, who is on the list, is Vanderdecken the 9th. This guy is weird, and I mean that in every word. First, his appearance is unknown in my book. However, after some detailed research, I discovered he's a Japanese bullhead shark. Surprising? Yes. Vanderdecken is somewhat dim-witted and shrill in his voice, but that's only the tip of the iceberg. What's the most annoying quality is his ability, but most importantly, what drives him. With the use of his Matomato no Mi, the Mark fruit, he's capable of throwing the perfect marksmanship. When I say marksmanship, I mean perfection. So perfect, it hits its target no matter where they are. For one unfortunate soul, it was this tedious nightmare dealing with Vander's abilities. This brings me to the real annoyance this creature has. In his attempts to harness Poseidon's ability, he plans to court and marry Shirahoshi. Okay, let's backtrack. Shirahoshi is King Neptune's youngest and only daughter, who so happens to possess the legendary Poseidon's ability to control the Sea Kings. And one fateful day, Vanda witnessed her powers and was amazed and dedicated to get the power, and the rest you know. Now the issue isn't his motive, it's his approach. Shirahoshi was only 6 when he discovered she had enormous power, and from that very day he started sending her love letters. And when she told him, and I quote, "You're not my type," he tried to kill her. Wait, I'm not done yet. He sent a giant ship to crush her and all that represents her. Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it, a classic love story. Next to number 2 is the number 2 himself, Buggy. First, what isn't annoying about Buggy? He's a villain through and through. He's competitive and delusional. He's weak in hand-to-hand combat and has creepy subordinates. He's another clown on the annoying list, and I haven't even gotten to the best part. A former apprentice of Roger Pirates and adversary of Shanks, Buggy was always competitive with Shanks. Now guys, come on. Shanks is one of the most mysterious characters in the series. Why would Buggy have beef with him? Anyhow, Buggy doesn't really see the lack of power he really has, but he's driven with determination. Although he possesses the Bada Bada no Mi, the Chop Chop fruit, and is invulnerable to sword attacks, he can still receive a well-placed punch right in the nose. To add extra insult, Buggy is always looking out for his best interest and won't assist anyone unless he's benefiting. So basically, he's an arrogant and delusional clown with a grudge against the 2 favorite protagonists. Hold my Sprite. And thanks to Lady Luck, she was actually generous to Buggy, allowing his own incompetence and weakness land him a seat as a warlord. The news made me want to burn my computer and set it on fire. Literally. No thanks to the camera angles I ampled down, Buggy looked like a hero to many. Listen, I don't think I need to convince you anymore how annoying Buggy is. It's in his name. Bug me. I guess this is the part when I add some honorable mentions, but I don't get many views, so here's number 1. Foxy. First, I need to take a breather for this one because I got a lot to say. Okay, let's talk about his image. With Foxy standing at 5'11" and stout with a pointy nose and a somewhat cleft lip screams, ew. His stout body is supported by skinny legs and skinny arms that I find very funny. He's crafty and cunning, which I find the most annoying characteristics about him. With the use of his tactics and strategy to best his competition is the main issue Luffy and the gang had to face. I felt like there was a lot of injustice in the Davy Bag fight contest because of Foxy and his annoying fox pirates. Foxy has no physical combat skills, but what he does have besides his ego is an even bigger annoyance than he is. With his Nodo Nodo no Mi, Foxy can slow any moving object down. Well, you can guess how he chooses to use it, which isn't surprising for a fox. Throughout the Davy Bag fight, Foxy and his gang was just getting on my nerves with their stupid tricks and sabotaging the Straw Hats with his powers. Physically looking at Foxy, I knew he couldn't deal any real damage to Luffy, or anybody for that matter. However, I was wrong when I discovered the loser's abilities. Even his crew was aggravating me to a point with their own unique style of cheating. But if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have witnessed the awesome teamwork of Zoro and Sanjay. In a way, Foxy and his annoying crew actually helped the Straw Hats in a way. We got to see the gang have some fun, although at their expense of losing one of their members, we still got the taste of what teamwork can do. It seems like this list is giving me a headache from thinking back how frustrating it was for me to watch these guys on screen. With all their tricks and schemes that seem to make things that much bothersome for the Straw Hats. Although the Straw Hats triumphed, you have to ask yourself, would it be as interesting if they weren't there to mess everything up? Well, I'll leave you with that to think about. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more content. I'm out, guys. I'm your host, Zeke, and this is Not a Rant.